Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. I'm very excited about this show. We're going to do the second part of a series we did back in the KEZI days called Invisible. This story is one that is going to touch your soul. This young woman, Anna Marie, we went to Coos Bay, talked with her. She was homeless. You'll hear her story. But on the way back from this story back to the station, my photographer looked at me and he said, "You're going to do something, aren't you?" She just touched me deeply, and her story is so moving. And I think I see a little of myself in her, and I think you might too. We tried to find Anna Marie, had people down in Coos Bay looking for her recently. Nobody could find her. My hope is that she sees this and maybe contacts us to let us know how she's doing. In the end, you're going to see some really cool business folks got together with Guarantee RV and Shannon Nill, and we provided a home for her. And we couldn't have done it without Shannon and these other business folks who wanted to stay anonymous, but we raised $4,500 to help her out. I think what this shows you is you don't have to wait for government. You don't have to wait for a group. You can put together something yourself when you find somebody that you really want to help. And it all starts with relationship, with seeing people's pain and being willing to do something about it. Watch. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. When so many things go wrong in a person's life, when they feel like they're drowning, that's when they need help. When you can't talk about why you're trapped, when you can't tell anybody why you feel invisible, that's a prison that's so difficult to break free of. You need a key. You need someone to listen. But most importantly, you need someone to take action.
Sometimes we see what we want to see, and often that makes some people feel invisible.
I matter to myself, and I don't know if I matter to anybody else. Well, I know I do, but I don't feel like I do.
We're too busy to look.
What would it take to change that for you?
It would take people believing in me.
This is Anna Marie's story. But it's really much bigger than that. A lot of us can find bits and pieces of our lives woven in her words.
Nobody knows what I go through. Nobody knows what I've been through.
Anna Marie will tell you what she can about her world.
Me, I'm 16. My life sucked so far, but I make the best of it.
Her dad's in jail for 18 plus years. She doesn't say why. Oh, the reason is so important, but at 16, she can't go there yet.
I've been through a lot, and I somehow stay on top of it.
At her alternative high school in Coos Bay, she struggles to get back on track. Wasted time translates into hard work.
Did you get your GED?
No, I can, but I don't want to. I want to graduate.
Why?
Because I got told I wouldn't graduate, so I'm gonna.
The Harding School is her constant. It's a refuge, a place that gives her something to hold on to.
Do you dream?
I gave up on dreaming a long time ago.
How did a 16-year-old girl become invisible? Life has not always been kind to Anna Marie, but again, that part of the story she'll hold on to for now.
I've cut my wrist. Not deep enough to do any damage, just deep enough to hurt myself a little bit.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for relief.
Sometimes physical pain is easier to handle than the kind that haunts the mind.
I hide behind my mask every day. Just every time I smile, I'm hiding my face.
So take off the mask for me.
I can't. Somebody drove down the road and even glanced at me. They'd see me, they wouldn't know nothing about me. And I want to know people. I want people to know me. don't know. They just see a girl that looks happy, but nobody knows how miserable I actually am inside.
Anna Marie is on her own.
I couldn't take it. I couldn't take being blamed of everything I wasn't doing, because it just made me not want to succeed in nothing, because they all accused me of being the bad child. And I was trying my best to be good.
She moved out, all the way out.
And my mom asked me, or told me, she goes, I'll pay for you getting emancipated if you want to do it. And so I'm like, okay. And I did it. So I have to work, I have to have a job. And yeah, I'm an adult compared legally I can get in trouble for anything an adult can get in trouble for. Because sometimes I feel like there's nothing, why did all this? Why did I get emancipated? Why do I work so hard? Why can't I be a kid?
Did you ever get to be a kid?
Not really. And I wish most of all right now I could be, but I'm the furthest away from being a kid. I'm 16 and live a life of a 19 or 20-year-old.
Or a 40-year-old?
Yeah. I work 40 hours a week and go to school on top of that. School is important. Because without that, where am I supposed to make it?
Her second chance.
I sleep on a couch right now.
She's tired and stressed out and weary and...
The "and" part's what gets me. Because if I was just working and going to school, I doubt I'd be as tired as I am. But having to stress over what I'm gonna eat for dinner, how I'm supposed to do laundry, how I'm supposed to have time to do laundry, that gets to me a lot.
She's hoping to buy this old RV from her mom, set it up at a nearby park, and have her own place.
I work at Burger King, and that's lots of fun. I love work. I love being out of the house. I love being busy. I want a vacation, away from everything, away from everybody, away from myself, yes, and that's not gonna happen, so.
You crave change. You sense it doesn't have to be this way. But the falling, again, is more powerful than the desire for different.
I'm always tired, though, mentally. Tired of everything. But I don't know how I'd rather have it.
So what really happened to Anna Marie? What happens to all the others?
Nobody understands why I really left. I just think I rebelled and took off. That's not how it was. If I would have stayed here, I don't think I would be here anymore. I don't think I could have made it.
Hiding is never easy. Covering up takes great effort.
Because I get so tired, I just give up on everything. And I just have to go outside and I bawl my eyeballs out for a good almost 10 minutes and then I'm good. I always tell everybody I'm fine. I may be out of my mind and so stressed out I can't handle much more, but I'm always fine. I always put a smile on my face. It's like I hide behind my smile. I felt that way for a long time though, so.
What would happen if you didn't have that to hide behind? What would I see?
You would see somebody fall apart probably.
You really feel like that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Not much people know that.
Anna Marie wants to tell her whole story. She wishes it were possible. She knows that's what makes her invisible. But trust is like a step over the Grand Canyon.
They need to understand that they can't give up on us. They gotta help us as much as they can. They can't just be mad at us and not want to help us. I know I'm tough. I pretend I'm tougher than what I am though.
Because if you could sit down and really say what you feel, there's a 7-year-old girl in there screaming, isn't there?
Yes.
Just love me, care about me, touch me, talk to me, say that I matter,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's hard, isn't it?
Yep. I get lonely a lot. Lonely for somebody to care. I got ripped off being a kid, man. I seriously wish I could be a kid. That's what I miss the most right now. I don't even have time to hang out with friends. I don't have time to do nothing.
Invisible. It doesn't have to be this way.
I wish people would open their eyes. Seriously, that's how come I'm here, because somebody opened their eyes and seen how I really was, seeing who I was.
You mean I could change somebody's life just by paying attention?
Yes, of course you could.
Seriously?
Yes.
How does that work?
You care a little bit. You just pay attention to somebody. You get to know somebody.
Why does that matter?
Why does that matter? Because people matter. People's feelings matter.
So what can you do to help people become visible? Here's Grace Serbu's advice. She works with troubled kids.
If you did look at them and smile at them, you have no idea what that means to that person. Rick, I have seen an incredible, profound difference through mentoring. And what that is human elements. Somebody who just is there, taking you to coffee or helping you sit there with you. They need it so badly because they feel hopeless. They feel worthless in this community.
A businessman in Eugene and a few in North Bend heard her story. They raised $4,500 in cash. Shannon Nill and the Guarantee RV Centers in Junction City cut them a deal on a 28-foot travel trailer that was delivered to Anna Marie just before Thanksgiving. She couldn't believe it. Anna Marie has a home, her own home.
Home means somewhere I can go and curl up in a nice big old warm ball and fall asleep. Not worry about anything.
Anna Marie didn't ask for it. And yes, she is on her way. The extra money raised will pay her rent at the trailer park. And there's more. The Bell Fountain Community Church near Monroe heard Anna Marie's story and bought a bunch of household items for her. Things like blankets, fry pans, silverware, household goods, food cards, household cleaners, and the list goes on and on. You see, this is the secret to visibility. It happens one person at a time. Communication is the key to life. It's the key to finding community and relating with other people. At the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center, I always thought that they dealt mostly with hearing and speech, and they do a lot of that work, but there's so much more going on there. They recently became a client of ours, and they're doing things with literacy for children that are preschool and getting ready to go into school, to get them ready for what they need to know when they get into the classroom. So there's a big fundraiser going on. It's Hops for Hopes, and of course that's the people at Hop Valley. And on Tuesday, November 18th from 5 to 8, every pint of beer you buy, $1 will be given to the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center. So be sure and go over there, enjoy yourself. There's also going to be some booths set up so you can find out more information about what we do over there. And you'll be hearing a lot more about the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center in the coming months. So remember, that's Tuesday, November the 18th, 5 to 8, Hops for Hopes. And $1 for every pint of beer is going to the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center. And we're here in Springfield, and it looks like I'm sitting with Roy Orbison, and that's what it's supposed to look like. This is actually Raye Boals, and he is imitating or impersonating Roy Orbison. You're putting on a big show on the 15th of November over next door to a 5,000 square foot space next door to the Centennial Steakhouse. Big dinner, big party, elegant evening, and you and your band. Tell me about why and how this started.
Well, it all started many years ago when somebody told me, they said, you kind of sound like Roy Orbison. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good, you know. To sound like Roy Orbison is probably being better than sounding like Bob Dylan or Mark Knopfler. I put together a group in about 1991, and just for fun, we did a Roy Orbison thing, and I dressed up. Roy Orbison was one of the original rock and roll people. He was there with Jerry Lee Lewis, with Carl Perkins, with Elvis Presley. He was with all of the people that time in the mid-50s, about 1955. He had his first hit song, which was called Ooby Dooby, which was recorded with the Teen Kings. His career spans from about 1955 right up to his death of 1988. And he had his own career up until the time the Beatles showed up and basically wiped everybody out. But Roy Orbison came back in 1964, the first time I actually really saw him. He was on a show called Shindig, and he had a song called Pretty Woman. And he stood there all dressed in black, wearing his sunglasses. He didn't move a muscle. He sang that song, and we were just all in awe. We really didn't even know who he was. We speculated that the guy was an albino because he was wearing sunglasses. And he kept the Beatles out of the #1 spot for almost 4 weeks with Pretty Woman.
So what can people expect on this big night, this party? Sounds like it's going to be lots of good food and fun.
Yes, it is. They're going to have a full ribeye steak dinner with all the trimmings, or your choice of chicken. And
okay, so I want to jump in here real fast just to tell you about your steak. John is a friend of ours who owns Centennial Steakhouse, and this guy hand cuts those steaks. He takes gentle care of them, and you're going to die. This is the best food you've ever had in your life. It's good food. So tell me more about Roy Orbison's hits, the songs that he did, and kind of what you're going to be playing.
Well, Roy Orbison sold over 50 million records. Wow. Roy Orbison had 87 of his singles in the Billboard Top 100s. He is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's a member of the Songwriter Hall of Fame. I really want to share the magic of Roy Orbison in what little way that I can. I am not Roy Orbison. There will never, ever be another Roy Orbison. He was one of the all-time greats. Oh, it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great show, and it's going to be great food, and the atmosphere is going to be really, really super. Classic Events Promotions is putting this on, and they do a really fine job with anything they promote.
Is that your real hair?
Well, it's actually a hair system.
Oh, it's not a wig. It's a hair.
Not a wig.
So you must have got that at Mirage.
I did. I got it from Jana.
Jana, that was a little plug for you, just in case you didn't know. We're here with Tatiana Efremova with the Well Mama organization, and it's a nonprofit in town, relatively new. So you really want to get this out to mothers who are going through this now, because a lot of people just think it's part of pregnancy, and it doesn't have to be.
I mean, parenting is always going to be challenging, even in the best of circumstances. But when you're depressed or anxious, the level is so different. You know, you're inside of, you know, some people describe it as being inside of a bubble. You have poor impulse control. You may not have the same inner resources that you're used to having. You know, you might be angry, you might be irritable, you might just be really dejected and emotionally isolated, detached from your baby. You feel guilty for not being bonded. You feel frustrated with the people around you. You feel alone. You know, motherhood is very isolating. Even in the best of circumstances, moms in our culture are very isolated.
You really want to help people, don't you?
Absolutely. That's why we're here. Yeah.
For you, why is it just because you know how different how debilitating it can be?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've lived it. I've been on the inside of that, and I've had the experience of finally getting well and realizing that I just thought that that's what it felt like to be me, and that's what it felt like to be a parent. It didn't feel good. It was an ugly, you know, dark time of my life, and there are so many people who are suffering today that can take that step today and become well again.
Oh, well, mama.
Yeah, oh, well, mama. I have a heart for it. You know, I have some background in my education for it as well, and I just love, I love pregnant and postpartum families. I think that it's an amazing time to make an impact in their lives, and you know, it has so much to do with how you're going to feel about yourself as a parent, and that early childhood and that period of pregnancy has so much for babies to do with long-term health, their mental health, you know. We don't talk to our moms about the risk factors that impact their babies if they're depressed or anxious, but they're huge. You know, it's not good. There's a really strong need to address this problem, and you know, we don't focus on that with our moms, we focus on giving them the support that they need. But the reasons are very concrete and very crucial to the health of our community, in my opinion.
We are now in Movember, and that means that a lot of guys you're seeing like me are walking around with scruffier faces, and it's a chance when we get to kind of let our hair down, literally, on our face. And the whole idea is to bring attention to men's health issues. Well, Willamette Valley Cancer Institute is going all out this year for Movember. And we've got all kinds of things planned for the month. So you can go to MovemberEugene.com and find out how that works. You can also donate to the cause. We're raising money for the Oregon Cancer Foundation, which is an organization that helps people when they're struggling and going through cancer treatment, helping to pay some of the extra little bills that come up and the things that you don't expect. Cancer treatment's hard enough on its own, but sometimes there's things you just can't do, and that's what this organization helps kind of fill those voids for folks. What I want to tell you about here, though, is Coburg Pizza in Springfield, Terry Dawson, they're going all out this month. Every Monday, they're donating 25% of the proceeds of stuff that you buy there to the Oregon Cancer Foundation. So go in on a Monday and enjoy their dinner. They have a big festive dinner that night, and 25% will go to help people in our community that are struggling with cancer. Hey Steve, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you know how to use a razor, right?
I've done it once or twice.
Straight razor shave is just absolutely unique. In all my years, I've actually never been to a barbershop that actually still does straight razor shaves.
You guys are about the only people in town that do this anymore, aren't you?
Just about.
During the month of November, we're asking men to grow mustaches and then to come in the last day of the month, November 30th, to Analog Barbershop and have their mustaches shaved off. Don, the owner, has offered to donate a portion of the proceeds from each shave off to the Oregon Cancer Foundation.
Everyone has a different face shape and different contours and stuff.
When families are going through cancer treatment, oftentimes it throws their finances into chaos, and we help to bridge that gap with patient assistance. And that could be anything from a hotel night stay so they can come in and get their chemo. It could be tires for their car. It could be their utility bill. We really help to meet their need and meet them wherever they are.
Feeling all right, Rick?
Yeah.
All right. Nice to be able to relax and get something done that only men can get done, you know? The girls have their pedicures and their facials and whatnot. So let's pull the middle tight and the upper lip there. Go like this. There you go. And we have something again, you know?
It's a total guy thing.
Eyes closed so I don't splash you.
Let the games begin. Now we grow it for a month.
Oh, man.
At Stazak Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, we teach you how to take care of your body and have a better life. I say you don't have to live with pain.
Something hurts, but you learn to try to just live with the little aches and pains.
You know, and they don't go away. People try different things. They just think that that's just the way life is.
At Stazak Physical Therapy, we believe in treating the whole person, head to toe, inside and out, mind, body, spirit.
Stazak Physical Therapy and Wellness Center takes a holistic approach to your health. They look at the whole person and offer the latest therapy.
We offer physical therapy, massage therapy, acupuncture, aesthetics, yoga, Pilates, and nutrition.
It's complementary medicine. You know, each modality that's here, physical therapy, massage, acupuncture, esthetician, you know, we all work together to create the best integrative treatment possible for our patients. Patients see great results because of that.
We're trying to isolate them all. And so you felt that down there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, feel different there?
Yeah.
Education is a big part of what we do. It's really critical that people understand the patterns that they're having that aren't working for them.
Nutrition is a big part of overall fitness, and at Stazak Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, they offer a full line of Advocare products.
So nutrition and the right kind of nutrition and supplementation is really critical for a person's overall health as well. It gives me an awful lot of satisfaction to be able to help people that have had problems and pain for a long time and just thought that they needed to live with them. And I get to make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. It gives me a tremendous amount of satisfaction. Life doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to live in pain.
The dream started more than 70 years ago. Granddad and his wife saved their pennies to buy this piece of land near Junction City. 3 generations later, with a 4th starting to work and a 5th not far behind, the same family, much bigger these days, still runs the Lockmead Farms. A single-source dairy where every drop of precious milk comes from the same herd. Most milk producers pull from a pool of milk from cows and dairies galore. They think it's normal to truck the milk 60 miles or more to a processing plant. At Lockmead Farms, we wouldn't think of doing that with our milk products. 60 miles is simply too long and too far. Our dairy is only 4 miles from our plant. What we milk on Monday is at our Dairy Mart stores Tuesday night. At Lockmead Farms, that's simply the way it's done. Isn't it time you try Lockmead Farm products? You will find them at your neighborhood Dairy Mart store, the home of Lockmead Farms, or in your local natural food store.
One of the things I'm really excited about is a partnership we have with the Springfield Times and the Cresswell Chronicle papers. A lot of big newspapers are going out of business, and you see it in big cities like Portland, where they're just not able to withstand and hold on to an audience. These small papers are surviving, and you know why? Because they still have reporters that are going to the local meetings. For people like me who don't have time to go to these meetings anymore, these 2 papers are going out and collecting information. Plus, on the insides, they've got all the local stories. It's not filled with a bunch of national stuff. It's stuff it's your kids in school and the sports and the things that they're doing and kind of little topics around town that you wouldn't know about unless you did this. Scott Olson is teaming up with us and helping to put out the word about what we do, and we want to make sure that you can order these. I get these every week in the paper. Once a week, these 2 papers come to my box, and I sit down and I read through and I find out what's going in Springfield, because that's my community. But Cresswell, I know a lot of people down there too, and I'm just as interested in what they're doing. So I'll put this number up on the screen, the email address, and you can call them or you can email them. Subscribe. It's really inexpensive. You're keeping people working. You got reporters out doing a job for you, and you get some entertaining news at the same time. What can you lose?